rebirth for me in Christ.
Amen. Amen.
And 9 months ago, I was an alcoholic. And I am completely delivered from that, and I can
Amen.
really,
Praise
really
God.
say that.
Woohoo!
And whenever I got into second step, you know, when you're in second or when you're in first step, it's 6 months from being pulled away from the world, and it's just you and God and learning your contracts and really being involved with the church and your brothers and sisters in your rooms. And when I came out into second step and going back into the world, it was just kind of a little overwhelming for me. But God has really, really been showing me, telling me I have to be bold. I have to be front with people that I meet, people that He put in my path. They are all divine appointments. They need to know what He has done for me, and He made it very clear to me. Since I've been in second step, He made it very clear. He said, I did not save you to keep you bound. I saved you so that you could represent me.
Hallelujah.
So
Amen.
do not step back, even when the things that I have showed you seem crazy, because they do. But I want to tell you that God is a God of all possibilities.
Amen.
Whatever seems impossible, like, oh, that can't be true, or oh, that's just a coincidence, it's not. It is God working behind the scenes for you.
Amen.
And I think I can't tell you exactly how long ago, before I came into the Dream Center, where I was sober for 1 month. I was able to stay sober by myself for 1 month. And in that 1 month, I had a dream. And I remember I woke up the next morning and I shared with my mom this dream that I had, because it was so vivid to me, and it just wouldn't leave my head. And I sat down with her in the living room and I told her, I said, Mom, I said, I had a dream that I was in this big house, and inside this big house was another little house, like another home. And I went into this house, and there was people that I couldn't recognize, and I was supposed to find a place where I was supposed to live in this home. And I told her very specifically that in the room, that I had seen a room that had beds that were lined up. There were like 6 beds, and they were twin-size beds, and they had bars at the footboard. And it was old school beds. And I also told her, there was a lot of things, all the way to little bugs in my dreams that were very specific. And I also told her, I said, Mom, and there was a different room that was different from all the other rooms, and it had nothing but cement floor, and I had workout machines. And I told her that too. And I think she thought that I was probably crazy, but she can attest now for it. And then I remember just sharing the dream with her, and then 2 weeks later, I relapse. And I go right back into the same old thing as far as drinking, and alcohol consumed me. You have to understand that I had a bottle next to me as close as you would have your phone. Every time you knew that I was coming, you knew that I was either drunk, sick, or about to start my binge. And a lot of that drinking stemmed from pushing a lot of my past down, from a father that was very mean. And for a parent to ever hit their daughter the way my father did, it makes you feel this big. I mean, it makes you feel completely, absolutely like nothing. And I think that really did a big number on me. And I didn't know how to love. I was just so filled with hate. And when I would drink, that anger and that hate would come out, and it resented from my dad, and I knew that. But I didn't know how to fix that. And I was already in routine. I was already in habit. I already had my life consumed with alcohol. But God has, this is the second thing that the Dream Center has done, is restored me with my father. Now, I have been able to, coming here, I've been actually able to heal from what my dad had done and really, truly forgive him.
Amen.
And not just verbally forgive him, but truly in my heart forgive my dad, that I can have a conversation with him on the phone without that rage, hate, anger, resentment, all that. I actually have peace in my heart, and I could hear in my dad's voice and his heart that, I mean, it feels as if he's turned from Saul to Paul. And that, I could hear it in his voice that he's sorry, but we have to move on, and we can have a father and daughter relationship. And this is what the Dream Center has been able to do, is restore that as well. Because I was drinking all the time, I never was able to work with children, and I knew I always wanted to work with children. I have a passion for children, but I could never get to there because morally it's just wrong to ever work with children if you're an alcoholic. Well, I'm able to work with children now. God has helped me to realize my dream. He has put it in my heart that I can now work with children. And so my calling is in the children ministry, and I'm stepping into that. The beautiful thing about that is God has restored my joy. He has taken the height, the anger, all that out, and has replaced it with full joy. And those children see that joy in me. And they see that the love that God has given to me, and I can represent that to these kids.